The Lone Top 10s presents Top 10 Facts About George Washington You Never Knew About. Alright guys, so we know we have made a top 10 in more than a month, so there you guys go. Here is our top 10 for the day. We will make more every day. Alright, number 10 is for the people who don't like their mothers. Alright, number 10 is that his mother made his life literally bad. You expect the first U.S. president's mother to beam with pride, but they just complained a whole ton. Well, yeah, so Washington even criticized his mother over bad things that they were trying to do. And yeah, that's why I would never want to have that mother, ever. Alright, number 9 is that he bought his first elected position with alcohol. In Washington's time, they served alcohol on election days. As it does seem today, palm booths would be full of liquor. It was practically mandatory. If you didn't give your voters alcohol, as Washington learned, they would never ever vote for you. This all started out in 1755 by the House of Burgesses. Alright, number 8 is his false teeth were pulled from slaves. You know you made an impact on history when people made up stories about your teeth. Legend says that Washington's were made out of wood. But that's not true. The real story behind Washington's teeth is much, much more screwed up. Thanks to a terrible diet and genetics, Washington had a very disgusting mouth. I will not want to see it ever. Number 7 is that he made a fortune off whiskey and slaves. So, other than the current president-elect Donald Trump, Washington was the richest person in the United States. Richest president, I should say. Mostly through inheritance and marriage. His wife, Martha, had a massive property when her first husband died. This was a huge 8,000-acre plantation. Yeah, that's quite big, guys. Alright, number 6 is that he grew one of the most illegal drugs ever, marijuana. Now, he owned a lot of land, Mr. Washington, I should say. And he also grew a lot of crops, including marijuana. We know for a fact that the first U.S. president farmed hemp, and he wasn't using it to make rope at all. He done this starting in 1765. Alright, number 5 is that he was paid more than any other president of the United States. When George Washington was appointed general of the Revolutionary Army, he asked for no salary at all, until all he was asked was that they reimburse his expenses. It seemed incredibly noble until he came back with a bill that said $449,000. Wow, that's more. Because the average president, has around $400,000 a year. Alright, number 4 is that he thought Chinese people were white. When the Founding Fathers set up all those laws and freedoms that only applied to free white men, Washington may have thought that he was being a little bit more generous after when he really was doing it. After all, he thought China was full of white people. You are stupid. I was very, very stupid. Anyway, number 3 is that he illegally transported slaves. So why? Because Washington was forced to live in Pennsylvania, which is a very big problem because Pennsylvania doesn't even allow slavery at all. And Washington had a whole ton of slaves. So he may have been charged with slavery, but he did not. He got lucky. Very, very lucky. Alright, number 2 is that he set the world record for library funds. Now, in 1789, Washington borrowed 2 books from the New York Society Library, Law of Nations and Volume 12, Common Debates. Now, he didn't return his books until 1934, which, realizingly, he died in 1799. That was like more than 135 years after Washington died. A very long time. Alright, number 1 is that his friend wanted to reanimate his corpse. Washington held a lifelong fear of being buried alive. He made the secretary promise not to let anyone bury him until he was allowed to decompose for 3 days. When he died in 1799, they put his body on ice, just in case he woke up from his death, which also you're permanently